I've been on the patches now for about 2 months, and I found them through Jane. Just to give you a little backstory, about 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease, and from onset, I got what's called like a bullseye rash. From that point to like 6 weeks later, I was completely debilitated. So I was disabled. I couldn't take care of my 2 children. I had to quit my job. I was bedridden. So many symptoms, instant like fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, couldn't walk a straight line. Fast forward 2 years into really aggressive treatment, trying to find natural therapies up and down the West Coast from doctors, spending over 6 figures on medical treatments, everything from IV antibiotics to, yes, I stung myself with live bees for over a year, 3 times a week, up and down my spine. And luckily, I had been in remission for the last year. So after really aggressive treatment, I'd been in remission from the debilitating symptoms. I was able to open my own business and take care of my kids again and work, but I would always kind of fall backwards and kind of fall victim to really intense joint pain still. I would have times where I would go back into kind of bouts of pretty bad brain fog. I couldn't rely on my body to perform on a day-to-day basis. Like if I overdid it with the kids one day or did too many activities or did a little bit too much, I would risk having a little bit of a relapse. And that's really hard when I have little boys at home and a husband that depend on me and clients that depend on me. So what I was still dealing with when I started the patches was joint pain, especially after working a long day with clients, brain fog, definitely the fatigue, night blindness. It's something that had happened when I had Lyme and I couldn't see to drive at nighttime. So I really was stuck in my house, and having small children, trying to take them to sports is just not ideal at all. Extreme like sensitivity to cold and light, living in Seattle, this being, a really dark, cold climate that's not ideal. I really couldn't go outside and play with my kids during this time of year. A ton of hormonal imbalances. So really stressful periods on my body. And a lot of skin issues. So one thing that the Lyme causes, the bacteria that is associated with Lyme disease, it goes in and it eats your collagen. So it's a process called glycation. It loves interstitial fluids like the collagen in joints, in your face, all the things that make us like young and plump and like vibrant. It basically goes in and really just desecrates all of that like yummy cushion. And so even though I didn't have active Lyme in my body, I was really still dealing with so much of the inflammation and the inflammatory markers that were left over from just the years of toxicity of going through all these really intense treatments, and the toxicity left over from the bacteria in my body. Fast forward 2 months into the patches, like I don't have night blindness anymore. I was able to drive my kid an hour on the freeway to baseball practice the other night in the dark, and I felt totally comfortable, which is huge for me. I mean, that's a big deal. I haven't been able to do that in 4 years. I have no pain when I work for really long days. My brain fog is pretty much gone on most days. My skin is looking way better. I really see the benefits of that copper peptide growth factor. It's been really game changing, I think, for me the last few months, especially. My hormonal cycles are really calming down. I am on my cycle right now, and I didn't even realize that it was coming. So my moods have improved. I'm sleeping really well. Like my libido has increased. So I know my husband is very thankful for that. And the biggest thing, you guys, is, I feel like I can trust my body again to perform at a really high level and not have that fear of like relapsing. I've tried a lot of therapies. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on getting better. And with these patches, I feel like no matter what I do, I have that safety net. I have that cushion behind me that I feel like I'm not going to stumble or fall backwards. I was taking 40 supplements a day just to maintain staying well, and I haven't taken any supplements in the last couple months. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I know it's only the start of my journey, but I'm just really grateful to you guys for like putting this stuff out there into the world and educating us, because I would have never found it. So thanks, Jane and Patrick.
Thank you, Amber. That's really awesome. I've got a few questions though. So, this is early days for you. This is exciting that so much has happened in such a short time. So you've talked about brain fog, fatigue, energy. You sleep better? Do you sleep better now?
Yes, definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then your libido is increased as well.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Rock on. That's amazing. What was the first thing you noticed? How did you feel when you first started? What went through your head?
So I'm a pretty sensitive person. I'm kind of key into things pretty quickly. And I remember texting Patrick and being like, I can sit down and write a blog post for my business. I haven't written a blog post on the computer in years. And I've got 2 kids that I'm homeschooling doing Zoom school with. So I was really blown away that I could focus and then I had more energy within the first day for me. And so I noticed it right off the bat, the increase in the brain capacity and then the energy. I was able to get through the day a lot easier. And just like kind of things started to just really roll for me after that first day.
What about the night blindness? That's crazy. That must be intense.
It is. I mean, I'm somebody that struggled with vision issues, pretty intense vision issues for a long time. Like I have to wear really heavily prescribed contacts. Yeah, I would be like legally blind without them. The vision issues, I've struggled with for the past couple of years, and I really started to notice that, within the last, I would say 4 to 6 weeks, my vision seems to really have improved. I notice I'm not squinting at things. And the nighttime, it's been getting darker a little bit earlier now. And so that has made me really anxious in the past. And I haven't had any of that anxiety driving at night. I don't feel like I can't sense the depth of things anymore. And yeah, driving on the freeway late at night is with 2 little kids. That's never fun anyway, but I feel really good about it.
Amber, I had a question. 40 supplements a day, and you're not taking one at all?
No, I wanted to do an experiment and see what would happen if I just stopped taking them, because it was so hard, I feel like, on my body and my liver to constantly be inundated with those things. So I just stopped.
We got a little question. How old are you? Do you mind me asking? How young are you? Sorry, how young are you?
I'm 36.
36, okay. Same age. Okay, 36 to the person who asked that question. So I've got a little question about Lyme's. You obviously talked about collagen, and you also talked about inflammation. Now that's obviously with the X39, you get these benefits with the X39. It helps you with collagen, it helps you with pluripotent stem cells. And one of the key factors it does do is inflammation.
Inflammation, yeah.
Inflammation. So from the Lyme section of how you feel right now and how you felt right then, 100% different?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 75% to 100% different. Because I've been doing the patches consistently, I do 1 or 2 patches most days to really get that full effect. I kind of get a little bit tired if I don't have 2 on. So I really gauge depending on my day and what I need to do. But yeah, there's been not one treatment in the last 4 years that's given me sustained results for this amount of time without doing all the other supplements and body work and therapy, where I'm going to see practitioners on a weekly to monthly basis.
It's incredible.
So you're basically just introducing this to everyone now. You're like, I'm a firm believer all my clients, you guys better be on these patches, and just, is that what you're doing now so far?
Yeah, that's kind of, I'm starting with like family, and then just because I'm working a little bit more part-time with my kids being home, I really use myself as the guinea pig first. And now that I'm doing it, yeah, all my clients, I bought the big pack, all my clients are getting samples. It's a good time around the holidays to promote it with like stress and skin. I do recommend a lot of alternative therapies like green beauty therapies, more low toxin approaches to beauty. So things like PRP injections instead of Botox and fillers. And I never really saw those working very well for myself or other clients. I think there's this missing link of you need your body to be generating its own stem cells in order to, if you're infusing more, in order for those to really replicate and grow. So I feel like these patches are a missing link when prescribing or recommending those treatments to my clients. So these are now going to go hand in hand with all of my clients that get injectables across the board.